3,000 families filing for bankruptcy in Utah in the aftermath of aggressive debt collection by this single hospital system is only the tip of the iceberg. Part of what happens is you can't always find within the bankruptcy files who's really driving behind it. So sometimes the records will list lawyers who are involved in the debt collection activities, judgments, but not actually list the name of the hospital. I should also point out that lots of people take out second mortgages or third mortgages in order to pay the hospital, so the hospital is no longer involved because they were able to squeeze the family hard enough that they committed the money from somewhere else, and now the problem is they're going to lose their home because they can't pay the second mortgage or third mortgage. Same sort of thing with getting families to sign up to put these bills on credit cards or with other kinds of lenders. But even more importantly, for all the families who end up in bankruptcy because of aggressive hospital collections, there are more families. Some economists put the range at somewhere between 7 and 17 families. For every family that files bankruptcy, there are those 7 to 17 out there hanging on by their fingernails, not filing for bankruptcy, but in the same kind of financial meltdown, the same kind of fear that they're going to lose their houses, their cars, the same kind of waking up in the middle of the night and wondering how it is they're going to pay the bills following a serious medical problem. Be very clear about who the families are who are forced into bankruptcy because of health care problems. It would be so much more comfortable to think that there's something wrong with those people, that these are people who weren't careful somehow or have just misbehaved or are trying to take advantage. We studied these families. These are hardworking, middle-class people, people who went to college, who got decent jobs, who got married, who bought homes, who had families. Those are the people who end up driven to bankruptcy when they can't pay their health care bills. And just to put the sharpest possible point on it, the people most likely to end up in bankruptcy in the aftermath of a serious medical problem, people with children at home. Families with children are nearly 3 times more likely to file for bankruptcy than are singles and couples who have no little ones. That's who's put at risk when hospitals use heavy-handed tactics to beat up on families who can't pay the bills following a medical crisis. It's important to remember that bankruptcy retains a powerful stigma in a world in which people will go on Oprah to talk about their marital problems and their trouble with their children. No one wants to stand up and declare publicly, I can't pay my bills. And yet, when people file for bankruptcy, it's public. It's not only in a public record, it's now there all over the internet. I get solicitations on this little pop-up ads on my computer. For $9.99, I can find out about my neighbors. I can find out what they paid for their house, and I can find out whether or not they have any drunk driving convictions. And right up there in the banner is that I can find out if they filed for bankruptcy. We can only estimate how many people are out there dealing with collection calls, dealing with threats to lose their homes, dealing with bills they know they don't have a chance of paying off. But they're simply too afraid to go to the bankruptcy court and declare publicly, I'm a loser. I can't do this. And frankly, that's what aggressive debt collectors count on. People who are suffering from really heavy-handed debt collection from hospitals are not filing for bankruptcy. They're just getting squeezed and trying to cope each day as best they can. That's where the real problem is. If you're a nonprofit health provider and you know that someone can't pay, this is the time to jack up the bill. It permits the hospital then to claim that they didn't give away $100 worth of free care. Why, they gave away $300 worth of free care, $400 worth of free care, $500 worth of free care. Indeed, if they're clever, which hospitals can be, they managed to collect $100 from the poor guy who couldn't pay in full, and then claim, when they couldn't collect the other $400 for the procedure, that they get to write that part off as charity care. Talk about a win-win. They get paid in full for what they bill the insurance company for the procedure, and they get a bonus by being able to declare $400 worth of charity care. And that's the reason, of course, that they deserve that tax-exempt status, which means the rest of us are actually subsidizing the operation of the hospital.